Ancient strategy, modern sales, one usable line per episode.
Last time, influence is engineered, not forced. Today, how resistance forms unconsciously, and why the pushback you're fighting started long before the prospect said no. I had a meeting that started great. Smiles, good energy. 20 minutes in, something shifted. The prospect crossed their arms. Answers got shorter. By the end, I was basically talking to myself. And I can't figure out what I did.
You probably did several things. None of them intentional.
That's what worries me. I didn't see it happening. By the end of this episode, you'll know the unconscious triggers that create resistance, and how to catch yourself before they fire. I always assumed resistance was a response to my message. They disagreed with my point. They didn't like my solution. Something in my content triggered the no.
Sometimes, but more often, the resistance forms before they process your content.
Before, how?
Through signals, not what you say, how you say it. Speed, certainty, eagerness. These are pressure signals. The brain reads them faster than words. And the brain's first response to pressure is defense. Always.
So they're not rejecting my offer. They're defending against pressure I didn't know I was creating.
That's exactly it. The defense is unconscious. They don't decide to resist. They feel the need to. Sun Tzu described 5 dangers that destroy commanders. Bai Si Ki Sha, Bai Shen Ki Lu, Fen Su Ki Wu. Those who are reckless can be killed. Those who are desperate to survive can be captured. And those who are quick to anger can be provoked.
Quick to anger, meaning quick to react.
In the chapter on variation in tactics, Sun Tzu warns that emotional urgency creates vulnerability. Fen Su Ki Wu, the one who acts from haste, can be manipulated. In sales, your eagerness is visible. Your certainty feels like pressure. Your speed signals that something is being sold, and the defensive system activates.
So my own energy creates their resistance.
Before a single word of substance is exchanged. Let me show you the 3 unconscious triggers.
First trigger.
Speed. When you move faster than the prospect's thinking pace, their brain reads danger. Not consciously, physiologically. Fast talking, quick pivots, rushing to the next point before the current one settles. Each one tells the brain, this person wants something from me. And the brain pulls back.
Second trigger.
Excessive certainty. When you present with zero doubt, the prospect feels there's no room for their input. Their experience, their reality. Certainty feels like a closed door. And closed doors trigger resistance. A small amount of uncertainty, from what I've seen, instead of, this is true, open space. Third trigger, eagerness. Leaning in too much, nodding before they finish, jumping on their problems with solutions. Each one signals that you need this more than they do. And when someone needs you less than you need them, they have the power. That power imbalance triggers their defense.
3 triggers: speed, certainty, eagerness. All things I do naturally when I'm excited about a deal.
Which is why the best deals often start slow. The salesperson who holds back, who creates space, signals safety. And safety is where decisions live. Now here's the deeper problem. These triggers compound. Speed plus certainty plus eagerness. The prospect's brain reads it as a coordinated assault. Every word you say after that is filtered through a defensive lens. The content doesn't matter anymore.
So by the time I'm making my best point, they've already stopped listening.
Not stopped, filtered. They hear your words through a screen of, what is this person trying to get from me? And everything sounds like a pitch.
So how do I diffuse these triggers?
3 counter moves, 1 for each trigger. Counter to speed, pause. Literally, after you make a point, pause for 3 seconds. Let it land. Let them think. A pause signals confidence and respect. It says, I'm not rushing. There's no urgency. Take your time. Counter to certainty, hedge gently. Not with weakness, with honesty. From what I've seen in similar situations, this may or may not apply to yours. Hedging invites collaboration. It says, your input matters. That lowers the walls instantly.
And the counter to eagerness?
Lean back, physically and verbally. Let them fill the space. Ask a question and wait. Don't jump on their answer. Let silence do the work. When you lean back, they lean in. That's the dynamic you want.
Pause, hedge, lean back. 3 moves that signal safety instead of pressure.
And they cost you nothing. In fact, they make you more effective. Because the content you deliver lands on open ground instead of defended walls.
So the energy I bring into the room is more important than the slides I bring.
The energy determines whether the slides get heard. The one line.
Let's hear it.
Pressure triggers defense.
Every time.
The next time you feel resistance rising, check yourself first. Am I moving too fast? Am I too certain? Am I too eager? If yes, that's your resistance. You created it, and you can undo it. Pause, hedge, lean back.
So resistance isn't their problem. It's my signal.
Solve the signal, solve the resistance. Here's a test. In your next meeting, after you make your strongest point, pause for a full 3 seconds before continuing. Just breathe. Watch what happens. They'll start talking, and what they say will be more honest than anything your next slide would have produced.
3 seconds of silence. What if the silence feels awkward?
It will, for you, not for them. What feels like 10 seconds to you feels like 1 second to them. The discomfort is yours. The benefit is shared. Train yourself to sit in the pause.
3 tools. Pressure triggers defense. Pause after key points. And lean back to let them lean in. All about removing the signals that create resistance.
Let's lock them in.
My takeaway: resistance forms before the prospect processes your content. 3 unconscious triggers: speed, certainty, eagerness, create pressure the brain defends against. The content doesn't matter if the signals say threat.
Keep going.
Sun Tzu warned that haste creates vulnerability. In sales, your eagerness is visible. Your certainty feels like pressure. 3 counter moves: pause, hedge, lean back. Signal safety and the walls come down. 1 principle: pressure triggers defense.
Drill zone. Come back here before any meeting where the stakes feel high. You're in a meeting. You can feel the prospect pulling back. Shorter answers. Crossed arms. What do you tell yourself?
Pressure triggers defense.
Again, like the commander who recognizes when his own urgency is the enemy.
Pressure triggers defense.
Good. Now the pause.
Make my point, then 3 seconds of silence. Let it land.
And the lean back.
Ask a question. Wait. Don't jump on the answer.
The sequence. Resistance rising. First, pressure triggers defense. Second, pause for 3 seconds. Third, lean back and let them fill the space. Don't add more content. Remove the pressure. The resistance dissolves.
Pause, hedge, lean back.
This week's test. In one conversation, practice the 3-second pause. After your strongest point, breathe. Count. Let them respond. Notice what they say that they wouldn't have said if you kept talking.
And if they open up?
Then you've learned that your best move isn't your next slide. It's the space you create for them to think.
Which move should I try first?
Whichever fits your week. A. Pressure triggers defense. B. Practice the 3-second pause. Or C. Lean back and let them fill the space. Drop your pick in the comments. I read every one.
What's next?
Why logical pressure backfires, and how the brain shuts down when it senses it's being cornered. Same calm tone, 1 usable line.
Ancient strategy, modern sales, 1 usable line per episode.